Hello everybody, I've not done a video for Facebook for such a long time. I actually feel quite nervous. I did plan to do a live, but I've actually chickened out. But I thought if I don't do this now, I just won't. So I'm fresh in gym gear and I wanted to share this with you. Let's get to it. This weekend I released a really core belief, and the reason I wanted to share this experience with you was to demonstrate one way of releasing a core belief. Core beliefs are foundational, so they will attach to satellite beliefs. So when you release one of these core beliefs, which holds a lot of weight, then you will automatically release beliefs that are connected to it. And I'm going to share my process with you so it may support you in your own process. So again, I was journeying with my hormones. I have talked about that previously, about the perimenopause, and last month my body was receiving very strong messages from my hormones about a lack of pleasure, feeling lonely, and how I'd isolated myself. And this month a similar theme arose, but this time I was really encouraged, let's say, by my own emotional responses, not to any triggers, but by giving myself space to be, which I have an abundance of, which is part of the trigger. I began to ask myself some difficult questions. The question was, why are you still single, which you have been for a long time, when you've done a ton of work on yourself? And I have done a lot of inner work, really spanning over the last 8 years, but on and off in some form or another since really my early 30s, so nearly 20 years. And I was like, what is this? What is this about? I've healed an anxious attachment wound pretty much on my own. That has been a massive journey in and of itself. But now I feel more securely attached and much more secure within myself. Then why am I not attracting or meeting a suitable mate, a suitable male? Because actually I would really like that. So I was like, so why is this not happening? What is the belief? And so I had waves of loneliness, waves of frustration. And so I went in to the emotions. I didn't try and repress them or stop them, which I never do. I will always allow full expression of my body's emotions, because those emotions have important messages for me, as do your emotions have messages for you. And so I went into this with the question of, what must I believe for this not to be happening? After all of the work I've done, after all of the deepest healing to my foundation, to be a different woman, especially in the last 6 months, what is the belief? What is here? And then I gave myself time for this information to arise. I didn't judge it, I didn't rush it. And a core belief did make itself known. And that core belief is, for whatever reason, and I do not know why, I don't need to know, is there's a part of me that feels that love is conditional. So I either have to earn a certain amount of money, look a certain way to be a success. And it's like I need to prove to myself that I can do this all alone first, and then I am allowed to be with another. And some of those areas of my life are still in development, and I'm like, but I don't want to wait. That is conditional love. That is not unconditional. So that means that I have a belief that says I'm not worthy enough, or I'm not allowed to receive unconditional love. I can only receive love when I'm X, Y, and Z. And it really made sense to me because I can attract unavailable partners. But of course, those unavailable partners are just fulfilling my self-limiting belief. So there is the self-fulfilling prophecy. In my subconscious, the belief is love is not unconditional. I have to be a certain way. So I'm not really available. And so I attract other males, or men, not other males, I'm female. I will attract males that are unavailable. And so it is conditional. That love is conditional. It's not unconditional. But there's a part of me that didn't believe that I could receive unconditional love. Now, I don't know why, and I don't need to know why. Now, that was enough to just identify that core belief. I have now released that. That's all I had to do. The reason I know that that's released is because I've had a cold ever since. I never get a cold. So hours later, I had a sore throat, still got a sore throat, and just been feeling like I've got a little cold. And so the chemistry, the molecules of emotion are now being released from my body, and they have been for the last few days. And I went to my personal trainer today, had a brilliant session. So I'm not physically feeling ill, I'm literally detoxing that information from that one core belief. But of course, there'll be all the other satellite beliefs around it. And that's what I wanted to share, was it can be that easy to release a core belief, but you have to be willing to go into it. And that's what some people find difficult to do. I find it's easy to do, but I have spent a lot of time over the years expanding my nervous system to hold a lot of energy, so a lot of emotion. I can do that, and I can do that for others. So you will only go to what you're ready to explore anyway. But I really, really, really wanted to share this with you because I fundamentally believe that healing does not have to be as hard as we think it has to. But we need to explore our self-limiting beliefs that are all in the subconscious mind, intimately wrapped around the autonomic nervous system. And as you release those core beliefs, your body may have a detox. Your nervous system will over time shift, because mine has. And so I'm no different to you. And you go at your own speed and what you're ready to look at and address. But I wanted to share that because it was such an insight. I didn't realise that I had a core belief that love is conditional. I thought I had a belief that love is unconditional for me. But there was a part of me that didn't believe that believed I had to be successful, I had to be this, I have to be the other. And unconditional love is not about any of those things. It's about us being loved for who we are, who I am and who you are. So I will send love to you, and if you have any questions or thoughts, just leave them below. And just to reiterate, number one, just asking yourself, what is this emotional response about in relation to this situation? Asking yourself, what are the beliefs that are under this? And giving yourself time, and just that acknowledgement as these beliefs arise can be enough to release the core belief, and then you'll feel different in your life. Lots of love to you.